Thunder Goose Podcast.
Can you see that?
Yeah, I can see that. Thanks, man.
Okay, nice.
Thunder Goose Podcast. We're here. Thunder Goose Podcast.
We're here and we're deer. Is that what that sounds like?
That's a sheep. That was a sheep, dude.
You're right.
Dude, okay.
Guys, we're here. We're
podcast.
with fast. I'm fast as fuck, boy. This is Thunder Goose Podcast, in case you haven't heard. I think this is the 4th or the 5th time we've told you.
7th or 8th anime segment. And we're here to talk about some good anime. Because I think Joel and I were discussing this before the podcast, but we were saying this might be like the best looking season in a long time.
It is a very beautiful season, and I mean, I think visually, soundtrack wise, and just everyone looks gorgeous.
Yeah, everything looks so
I
high
would
fidelity.
kiss every single person
That's
animated.
Yep, no, I'm good. I will say it's just a beautiful, beautiful time to watch anime. Like I think JJK, like Mappa coming out hard, real hard.
Yeah.
Joe Pro on Zom 100 doing something different. I don't know what's going on. And whoever the hell is editing Bleach, I think it's Sony, but it's not Sony. It's
It's not. I was like Sony.
It's Kadon. I don't know the word. No, is it Aniplex? It's Aniplex. That one. Remember that one?
Yeah, Aniplex.
Aniplex. I don't remember.
Yo, it's Aniplex.
I can't remember who's doing Studio Puro.
Ghibli?
I don't remember which studio is doing Bleach, but also
someone
beautiful.
is.
So yeah,
Someone is doing it.
Normal order Zom 100 first.
We do Zom 100 first, baby.
Do you just want to like get into this?
Well, guys, I wanted to tell you this. I love you, and that's all I wanted to say. We'll just jump into it, baby.
Okay, I love you, and that's all I wanted to say.
All right, gimme.
Are you doing Zom 100?
I'll do Zom.
Oh, okay.
All right, guys. Welcome to Zom 100.
Correction from last week, and I apologize for the flagrant misinformation. Zom 100, despite us saying it's only on Netflix, it's also on Crunchyroll. So,
which is not what any website ever said. So, thanks a lot, Crunchyroll.
Sorry, guys. My bad.
Okay.
Sorry, now you can go.
Zom 100, Bucket List of the Dead. Akira is working tirelessly in a job that kills him more and more every day, but it was all just a dream. And now he's in the reality where everything else will kill him. But that doesn't stop Acura, an
Acura car.
That's what I said. That's why I was like, what the fuck? That's not right.
Vroom vroom. He does go vroom vroom this episode.
He does go vroom this episode.
Yeah.
Okay, but that doesn't stop our main character, Akira. Why am I saying Akira?
I don't know.
I'm so sorry. Akira, from having a lazy day with beer. But fuck, shit, big old donkey balls. There's no more beer. But Akira.
Joel wanted to read that specifically because you wrote that in there.
I did write that in there. Akira would rather die than have a lazy day without beer. He meets his neighbors and asks if they need anything. They are amazed at his nerve in this situation. He then bikes to town to grab literally only beer. But he does meet a hottie, and he asks for her number. But she says, "No way, dude." We see then how she's practiced for this by watching lots of movies. And then I say, how much time has gone past? Because I'm kind of confused on her story a little bit. I was also when I read it. But let's see. Hold on.
I think she's just prepped these last 2 days.
It's just been these 2 days and that's it.
Oh, it was yesterday? The day before was the first day, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So you're thinking it's just those days? Okay.
That's all it feels like.
Yeah, but it's just like her whole setup feels like she I don't know, like she was like waiting for this to happen.
Well, she's rich as hell, that's for sure. But she's also part of a secret agency.
Yeah.
Secret agency. So there's something else.
There's something with that.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're back at the apartment now, drinking our beer as our neighbors are zombies below us.
Next to us. They're in the apartment building next to
Is
them.
it next?
Yep.
Oh, I
Yeah.
thought I was down below.
Nah, he is going up, but he's he looks. There's a shot where he's like hanging on the pipe, and he's like telling them, "Hey, sorry, the stairwell in my building is completely overrun with zombies, so I'm using this on yours."
It's like, my bad, dude.
There's a certain so first off, this is a great episode. I had a good time
It's
with this
very
episode.
good.
And yes, the coloration of this show, chef's kiss.
Dude, just like pops.
Yeah, it's just good,
everywhere.
very good color. I don't know whose design decision that was. Good job. You deserve a raise. Love it. There's a certain nonchalantness to Akira, right?
Yeah.
Like, certainly he's not terrified.
Well, it's the whole idea, right, where it's like, when he doesn't have any beer, and he's like, well, I was going to laze around all day, but you can't really be lazy without beer. Like, that's crazy.
Yeah.
And I was like, have you been to America? No. But because we're lazy without beer all the fucking time.
You say that as a sober person. I don't think that's true at all. I think America is lazy as hell
That's what I'm saying.
with beer.
Oh, with beer.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm saying with or without. But anyway, when he does say the whole like, what is it? Like, I would rather be killed than go a day without like beer, like or whatever. And I'm like, yeah, like at that point, so you got to think like his whole life is like, I have a whole life in front of me, and realistically, I'm gonna die today. Like his whole thing at the very end, where he's like, I'm gonna literally die, so I'm gonna write out a list of things that I'm gonna try to do before I die.
Gets 33, by the way.
And he gets 33.
Also, this is where this show blew me away, is the texturing of the pencil and the pen. Every animated letter that they're doing.
That kind of reminds me of like the Chainsaw Man episode when they're doing like the coffee, and you're like, why the fuck is the budget going to the coffee?
Yep. And this is you're just like, holy shit, whose job was this? Like, that's like one of the most mind-blowing parts of this episode visually for me. It's just like, I'm like sitting there like, I get that this is like a really big key thing for this story, but like what they're animating had to take so long.
Yeah.
Just for those hands.
Dude, I don't get it. I love it. I want more of it. I just don't understand. And I agree with you. I mean, again, reading this, because I haven't read too much more than I'll probably be like 2 to 3 episodes more, and then I have no idea what the hell's going to happen. But it feels like they're taking this in almost as like a better direction than what I was reading at it, because it was like a little bit more goofy when I was reading it.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like they've taken a kind of serious tone to some degree, and then the fact that they give him this, well, I'd rather do blank, I'd rather die than not do this thing, which is, I think, a lot of times almost the opposite of how we feel, right? Where we're like, oh, I wish I could do that, but I'm too busy, and da 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 da. So it's almost like our desire. It's like that innately desire we get to watch him like fulfill it, right? So it's like, oh,
so there's like some escapism.
Yeah, so I don't know. They're doing a good job, like animation wise, music wise.
I think as like a weird form of escapism, it's super successful at doing that.
Yeah,
like
100%.
That kind of freedom that he has. He's already fallen in love again, though.
Already, dude.
Absolutely, he has fallen in love again.
Yeah.
This episode is really interesting because it's the same episode basically twice. Just once from her perspective and once from his perspective.
Right.
So you get his first and then you see hers. And it's actually really cool because she wasn't ignoring him intentionally. She was thinking everything through and just not hearing him at all. And you're just like, this is a cold bitch. Like, what the hell is this, dude? Like, what the hell? Why not even respond to him?
Right.
And it turns out, no, not at all. She's just, and then she does save his life.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. But it's, I don't know. There is something to be said. Like when he starts writing the list in this episode, and so he's already a day basically done in this 2 days in this apocalypse done, and so he just writes things down and crosses them off. And like the first thing he writes down was confess to the girl you love, and just writes it, crosses it off. And that was really sad to watch him write, because that was not a great time to confess to her.
Right.
But like that was, ride a motorcycle, which he does do, cross it off.
Yeah.
It's very cool.
I did like that bit where it's like, upgrade, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
It feels a lot like Comey can communicate in that sense of like, let's get 100 friends, let's do 100 things in the apocalypse, But not like it, like that's what's going on.
I wanted the same guy who wrote it. No, just kidding.
No, not like it's imitating or anything. Just it's like that strange like first to 100 thing again, So I do wonder though if Kira gets bit in the end and dies.
That'd be interesting.
Yeah. Dude, that bit where she's watching the movie
Mm-hmm.
and like he's tying his boots. He's like, I'm finally here, and then he gets bit and it turns off. I thought that was like a newsreel for a second. Like, it was a movie, and I laughed so hard because he just was like, I did it. I'm finally free, and he gets bit immediately and dies.
You're just like, yeah,
Cool.
that's how it goes.
Yeah.
Zombie apocalypse,
Yeah.
baby.
Yeah.
Do you think you'd have as much fun in the zombie apocalypse?
I do actually, but
I feel like
I'm really cocky about that, and I'm pretty sure I'd die immediately.
I feel like if I did not have a family, it would be awesome.
Yeah.
Like I feel like I maybe could get to the level where he was at, but now that I have a family, it would be more just stress.
I'm sure I'd think I'd be good enough to do it, and then I'd die real quickly.
Yeah.
I'm sure a lot of people would think like that, and then die real
100%.
quick. So, in all reality, it just depends who gets to Costco first.
That's real life.
So,
That's real, baby.
or who gets to the gun stores first. Well, maybe not, because guns are bad probably, huh? They're too loud.
Yeah, it depends. You might need it, but it is loud.
There's no comments
No comments.
for this time. I mean, there are comments on Crunchyroll. We're not doing them right now. We might change that later on. We'll talk about that off air, and then Joel and I will come to a decision. But to rate it, this is a flat out 10 to me.
10.
It's just like it's so captivating. It's shot well. Like
Mhm.
the
it's
camera
like film,
shots.
yeah, it literally looks like a movie, like with how like they're doing different things. I'm like, oh, like this is like a really unique shot, and then even like when she grabbed him and like threw him down when the truck was going through the window,
Yeah.
and then they kind of do this like slow pan, and I was just like, what the fuck am I watching right now? Because again, it just blows me. A lot of times, like again, it's not like no one's doing like good, animation or like I don't know what you want to call it, cinematography within the animation. I think a lot of it is usually just it's so good all the time that's kind of what you get. But it's weird sometimes when I see like movie where I'm like, that looks like a movie when they're moving like in specific ways.
At least what we would consider like the quality of a movie, right? Like which to us is Demon Slayer and Studio Ghibli, right?
That's about
That's really. I mean, you can look at. I mean, there's some really good Evangelion. Parasite? Oh,
the Maximum.
Oh, that's not a movie. Is that? That's a show.
Oh, they might have made a movie of that.
Really?
No, do you know they just made a movie of Psychopaths?
Oh yeah, it's in
What
theaters.
the fuck?
I wanted to see that.
But like, what the fuck? What are we talking about here? The first season ended, and then they're like, let's bring season 2. I couldn't even make it through season 2, and now there's just a movie with a whole new story, and people are back. I'm so confused.
I'm so into that. Let's do it. I like that brain punk sci-fi thing.
I love it. I just want to know more about it. Then hey, guess what? There's a movie, and I'm like, didn't even know this was coming back. I didn't even know there was more to the story.
For sure. I get you.
Sorry, 10 out of 10 for Zombie.
No, 10 out of 10. Yeah. It's good. It's real good. Go watch it. It's pretty dark, but go watch it. It's very dark, obviously.
It's a recommend.
But let's move on to our next thing.
Which is what?
I think
it's JJ.
Is it JJ?
It's JJK, baby.
Yeah. We don't actually have to.
Oh, we definitely do.
Oh, we should pause. All right. Usually we do little breaks here and there to try and make it easier for us to edit. I just wasn't sure if we were doing it or not. So we'll talk to you real soon, bitches. We were talking about Steve Austin in between there. That was so fun. Okay.
Steve Austin, Cold Steve.
Cold Steve Austin. But more importantly, Jujutsu Kaisen. And I'm freaking sure I'm reading this one, right?
You're reading it.
Okay. Here you go.
Or
you
am
guys.
I reading it?
Yeah,
you read it.
No, they're short. I'll read this one.
Both.
JJK, what's this? I don't remember what this episode's called. Toji continues his plan in the shadows. So far, he set an online bounty on the star plasma vessel, Riko, to try and wear down Gojo. Riko is attacked at her school. The teacher hits on Gojo, and Geto beats the shit out of an old dude. Gojo beats up clone dude, but can't fire off red. The maid got kidnapped also. Okay.
Nice.
Okay, that's most of the episode.
That was it. This has been
yeah, I think we can probably just say yes, it was all beautiful.
It is gorgeous.
Yeah.
Bro. It's gorgeous.
It's gorgeous. Yeah. So
like when he's like holding her and like the glass explodes, like literally the thing that you showed me at the very end.
Oh yeah.
And I was just like, God damn, it just
basically teleports him through the glass to
Mhm.
him. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
dude.
so and if you look at that shot and like how it's framed, like it shows them like on the rooftop, right? That's what
Mhm.
fight first happened, and then it teleports through the glass basically, and it shatters, and you see the rooftops like behind them. And you're like, oh my gosh, but you don't see it right away. You have to like look for
You
it,
get to
kind
look
of.
for it. Yeah.
It's a really
Is
well
that the
done
scene?
shot.
That was the 30. What's the 39 scene? That
Oh,
was
I
like
don't know what that
breaking
is.
records.
I have to look it up, but
Oh.
I can look it up if you want to start going over something. But
Yeah. So JJK was cool. I had a lot of fun watching it. I cried. I didn't cry. I will say I am very confused. Because I never remember whenever I read things, and I'm like, what is happening with this? I honestly can't remember where this story goes, which is fun and exciting for me.
oh, I'm so wrong. It's not even JJK, guys.
That's what's up, dude. So you wasted all of our time.
It's One Piece.
Yeah, no, go fuck shit.
My bad. I did watch that scene also. Very good.
Very good, very
Let me
cool.
just
Yeah, very good, very cool. This makes for amazing radio.
It really makes it like an awkward bit to now talk about. But moving on, JJK is still beautiful.
JJK is very beautiful.
I can show you that scene later on.
I don't give a shit.
Yeah, it's insanely gorgeous.
You've already showed it to me.
I haven't shown you that scene.
You
That
did.
exact scene. No,
You did.
it wasn't in that smart part. So JJK is great
did.
though. Now that we've had this random deviation of me ruining this, JJK was amazing. It was
Back.
the Toji is like really like getting, so the way they're doing this is so much more paced out than like at least to me it feels a lot more detailed and paced out. Like it's giving more breathing room than I thought that like the manga really gave it, because the manga you're just going through it fast.
Yeah,
right?
well, I think that's too, like, we're reading it pretty fast.
Yeah.
Right? You're like, oh my gosh, I want to know what happened next.
And like the slow tense setup of Toji is
Mhm.
really doing good,
Yeah.
especially as he fails like bets nonstop. Like the parallel of him like gambling the entire time, setting the online bounty up as kind of like a gamble to help him, right? Like
Right.
gambling on horses, gambling on boat races, and he always loses. Like you're waiting for that time he wins, and I don't know. It's just I don't know when it's gonna happen, but it's really tense.
Yeah.
And like Toji is definitely not a good guy in this one. Right here, Toji's a bad guy. 'Cause
Mhm.
he's the one to the bounty up on Rico, whatever, Rico, I think. And so he's the bad
Yeah.
guy. So he's gonna do something, and he sounds intense. Looking forward to it, man.
And this is when they like let her be with her friends and all that kind of stuff too, right? Where she wanted to go to school.
She went
they
to
went
school, yeah. So they let her go to school,
and then
'cause-
everyone thinks this dude, Gojo's a hottie, which he is.
Yeah, the
He
teacher
takes
hits
his
on him.
Glasses, dude. Honestly, that scene made me actually really laugh.
honestly, dude, that was so
She's like, "Hey, here's my number," and they're like, "Hi."
yeah,
It's
very
like,
funny.
that was good.
And then that was
yeah,
an
I don't
amazing
know,
little bit.
I don't know. This episode. I do think you're right. I think that they for sure have been pacing it a lot better than the manga. And again, I think that's on whoever's reading it, because maybe people read it like exactly like that. But with how fast paced I feel like I read it, and what you're saying you read it, it is nice to see this slow build up, and then even they drop at the very end. It's like, oh yeah, how's Megami doing? And
Yeah.
you're like, and because I was like, I don't remember that in.
I remember
The
that part.
manga.
I remember him. I remember him
I
being
don't-
as nonchalant asshole about it as he was this time.
Yeah.
He's like, nah, who's that? I was like, your son, you dickhead.
Yeah, dickhead.
But yeah,
Yeah, man.
I know it's not explicitly said, but that's pretty well understood that connection's there, right? Like that makes
I guess
enough
so.
sense.
Yeah.
Like this is not that far back in time. Gojo is still Gojo. Like he's still an adult. It's not like Gojo's like 45 years old. You know?
Dude, that would be a fun twist.
I think he's like
I'm
28.
actually 90.
I think he's like 28 or 32 or something.
I'm
I think he's
28.
Like in the current timeline, so like
Yeah.
this is not much. It's like it's not that much difference of time, so
He's 5 right now.
he's 5 right now.
5 years old.
That's how old Megumi is.
Mhm.
Megumi is. So yeah, so then 12 years later. So maybe Gojo's only 16 during all this. Damn, Gojo's nuts.
Yeah, bro.
I
High
wonder-
school. Isn't he first year or second year?
He's first grade. I don't know what year
Oh,
he is.
They don't do it like
Yeah,
that.
They do that like that. I just don't know. I just know what grade he is, or he's special grade maybe.
I think he's a special grade.
They did something that I never really
S.
picked. They did say something that I never really picked up on, and they said that limitless and infinity. So like he said, Toji said, or no, one guy said during one of the bets, Toji and his handler, talking about Goji was blessed with both the limitless, which is like his eyes, right? I could just
Yeah,
say
I
that.
think his eyes.
Yeah, the way that he can, right, and then infinity, whatever the barrier on him, right? Like he's like the first person to have been
Because people
blessed
can't like touch him.
with both of them in years, and the thought of that being like that. Okay, that's so your clan. Okay, so that you have people that have just one of those otherwise,
Yeah.
or is it passed down?
Yeah, it's a great question. I don't know.
Because like, is it only Gojo who has that? And maybe am I overthinking that? Because I guess if there was another person with that, they probably would have shown up by now.
Probably. Yeah, I don't know.
Nice
I will say too that they have been doing a good job on exactly what I was talking about, where they're animating it and during the fight scenes as they like talk about it.
Yes.
And I'm like, okay, this is exactly so I'm like not even worried at all. Like I know I'm gonna love I can't wait to learn more about the story because a lot of what I'm reading now, I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? So yeah, I think it's gonna be good. And I don't know, man.
Yeah.
Fucking JJK is great.
My favorite part of the episode was when Gojo beat the crap out of the top agent, and then it just says,
Yeah.
now the top agent's been beaten, the religious organization crumbled. You know?
Yeah.
Like it just like
it's just like two of them
crumbled.
and
It's done.
it's
It's gone.
Like, it's gone.
Yeah, that's it. Like, oh, the best guy. You know, and Gojo just beats the crap out of him. Yeah, that was great.
Yeah, I mean that would be kind of like who you think anyone else is going to be able to beat him in that team?
You can't do it. You lose.
Yeah.
That's it. You're stopped.
100%.
So, can wait till the next vessel.
Wait, so who's paying the guy Toji to kill him? I thought that was the religious one, or is that the more dangerous one?
It might be the more dangerous one.
Okay.
Because
there's only two. They said what
Q
they were.
and something else.
Yeah.
I know Q. I thought Q broke. What it doesn't matter.
I think it was Q that broke up. So maybe it's the other one.
Someone fronted a bunch of money to kill him, and then Toji put that money as the bounty.
Yeah.
Even though, and he's like, no one's gonna get it because Gojo's there, and they know how dangerous Gojo is.
Right.
But he's like, I can wear him down, you know, and I can definitely smoke him out, you know, put him in a bad spot. So that's cool. He's smart. Toji's smart.
Toji is smart.
Yeah. Anything else you wanted to say? I did like also the part where Geto beat up the old guy.
Yeah.
And the old guy just like had like a flashback to his dog. He's my dog.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you're like, oh, we just did this with Gyoko from Demon Slayer, where like he's about to die, and all of a sudden you get teleported to your life flashing before your eyes.
Yeah.
It was strangely like deja vu for me because of that, but hilarious otherwise.
Yeah, it was good.
My life flashing before my eyes. Yeah, that's really good. Also, Geto does say probably one of my favorite lines in the episode of like, just let her be a kid. Like I like that Geto was the one defending letting Rico go back to school.
Yeah,
that was a sweet part.
Yeah.
I know I'm monologuing now. I'm kind of hogging the mic.
Oh yeah, dude, shut the fuck up.
Sorry,
we don't care. I gave it a 10 out of 10.
Oh, I mean, me too. Yeah, I mean, 9.5. I just don't like the whole kidnapped maid on the phone as being like the episode closer. Just was like, I don't give a shit about that maid. What the hell? What does it matter? You know?
But she does.
But she does. And I'm like, but I don't care about her either. And so like, it just was like, whatever, you know?
Yeah.
So I just think it was like a weird. Maybe it wasn't a weird way to end the episode, but it was just like okay. Like kind of a weird, boring little bit.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, well, you guys still have Gojo, and like, is that gonna pan out to be anything? You know, Gojo's still here. Gojo can still teleport. He can't cast Red yet. Or he can't fire off Red yet.
Yeah, he tried and it didn't work.
Which is interesting. Probably would have killed that guy.
Oh, for sure would have killed him.
Yeah.
Also, I love how they stole from Bleach.
What? Stole what?
That. It's like turning red. What is it called? A Sero?
They all stole that from Yu Yu Hakusho, dude.
Well, yeah, okay, so everyone's
But people firing
red
people firing beams out of their fingers is nothing new.
Yeah, I know.
And like the red laser probably actually I mean Dragon Ball Z probably actually has that first.
Oh, that's true, huh?
And then no, probably actually like Ultraman or some like Astro Boy.
Probably Astro Boy.
It's like that's not a trope that's stolen or passed. It's just something that happens.
It's what it is.
Yeah.
But
fires off energy. 9.5 out of 10. You got 10 out of 10. Yeah, I'll leave it there.
I like it.
Good shit.
It's good.
Yep.
It's
excellent.
Good.
Top tier.
It's fucking sick.
Now we have one left to talk about.
And it is easily the worst out of all of them.
Bleh.
Bleh.
Bleh. Bleach. Bleach, Peace from Shadows, or from the Shadows, sorry. Bleach instantly kicks off, resuming the invasion of the Wandenreich, which is not really an invasion. It's more like
A slaughter.
oh no, it's more like all of the captains get brought into this space, but it's like the space took over the other space. So
Yeah.
a few fights begin, namely Hitsugaya and Rangiku versus Blasby. I think it's Blasby. I can't remember. Blasby.
I just call him B.
B.
That's
Also,
his number.
also Mayuri, our ever-present researcher, is clothed in a blanket of light.
Yeah, that is true.
And he's talking to a guy also, and
They made it look
is in his
wild.
lab. But I think his name. What?
They made it look kind of
It
wild.
was wild looking, dude.
Because
It
like
was,
when
like,
you
bougie.
read it, you're like,
He's like
okay.
Versace.
But then when you see it, you're like, what the
Gucci,
fuck? Yeah.
like Louis Vuitton or something. It's like, Soifun also fights with Gagetsuburi boy. I can't remember his name, but that's the name of his Shikai. That's what I remember is his dumbass sword. The guy with the giant spike ball.
That's so funny.
They get wrecked too by the cyborg-looking freaking Stern Ritter. And then Ichigo is also continuing this long walk through his trial.
Yeah.
That's the episode. So, a few things first. This is not bad. It's not a critique, but this is the weakest of the animation out of the three for this episode, in my opinion. While still being great.
Yes, it's still
being great.
really good.
It just doesn't look as good as JJK or as Zama 100, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But still really good. But I also think there's a lot
I
going
think
on
the tones
screen.
are darker on this, so I think that
Yeah.
can sometimes feel like, because like Zom is very bright and JJK is very bright, where this is very dark and gritty because that's just what this arc is. So I don't know.
It
Like
still
there's
looks fine.
a part of
It doesn't look bad. It still looks really good.
I
It doesn't look
like
as
it
good
a
as I just think it doesn't look as good as the other two. But still really good looking.
I like it.
The intro's awesome. I watch it every time now.
Yeah.
The intro. I wanted to say this about the other two. I think everyone's intro is really good this time.
Yeah, it's true.
I think the weakest one to me, I think this is just taste, not like it's bad. It's just I don't think I care for JJK's as much as I like Zom.
I don't.
I think Zom's is so good, dude.
Zom's is very good.
Oh my gosh, Zom is rocking. Like the entire time, the colors, like the strong yellow.
Yeah.
Jeez, man.
It's beautiful, bro.
And then Bleach is great because I love Bleach.
Bleach is cool.
So the Hitsugaya Blasby fight and with Rangiku and all that, that's like the fear. Oh, I should also say Kiraku Shinji, the head captain, gets confronted by the leader of the Stern Ritter, which is B.
Yeah.
I can't remember that guy's name, but he's the blonde one. The captains are like the fear of Yuhabaha, or you watch. I don't. Do we ever decide to say that?
No.
Okay, you'll watch whatever. Is that go kill him immediately because they think that the captains might learn to fight without their bankais in different ways that will rival the power that they need to kill the Stern Ritter, right? And that seems to be the case, which is obviously not true, but we all knew that wasn't going to happen.
I mean, it's the Bleach trope where they're like,
Yeah.
we did it, I can come back. And I'm like, no. Like, if I didn't read it, I'd be like, no.
Yep. Yeah. I mean, even if I did read it, I'd still be like, no, or if I didn't read it, I'd be, oh, that's what you said, right?
That's what I
I'm
just
dumb as
fucking
shit.
said.
I'm so dumb. My bad. I've read it and it's dumb. Like, that's a dumb, yeah, like no one thought that they were going to win this one. Like, Blasby just beats the shit out of them or something. Actually, doesn't he punch a hole through Hitsugaya with fire? Like, shoots a laser right through him?
Yes.
Yeah, that happens. Soifun fights the mechanical dude.
Mm-hmm.
She gets stabbed and then blown away by a laser. I'm not sure if she's okay or not, but she's been messed up.
Yeah. I mean, I'll be real. I can't remember everything that happened, as in reading wise. But I just was because did she get blown up or was
she does the laser fade? So when you get
that's right.
It's like the blast is so big that your body fades away.
Yeah.
Did that thing, but that's happened like in a lot of animes.
I'd say it's
gone
safe
both
to say
ways.
in almost every anime that they're alive until they show you them dead.
Yep.
That's how I always do it. You know what I'm saying?
Cell in Dragon Ball Z is a fade away kind of, but its body also breaks apart in some ways.
Yeah.
But like in One Piece, there's multiple times that kind of stuff happens, and sometimes they die, and sometimes they don't.
Mm-hmm.
And
it's just it's just for convenience.
So it's just yeah. So I'm not sure if Soifun's dead here, but she got messed up.
Messed up.
So that was cool. The last fight, there wasn't really a fight with Mayuri. It was more of like a duel of wits, I guess. But like Mayuri's like, you're just so annoying, dude. Like the way that he looked at the guy at the very end, like this face of disgust, like gross. Like you're just walking away.
Yeah.
So
wait, because that's with the ice?
No. Mayuri's the scientist, the light.
Oh, you're right. You're right.
Yeah.
You're right. You're right. You're right.
Yeah, he has a great face animated on him in the end.
He does.
Yeah.
Dude. And it was smarter too. Like when they were talking, and what's the main captain's lieutenant's name? Do you remember? She's really good at
Nanase, yeah.
Nanase.
Yeah.
Like she created her own barrier, and he's like, "Oh, did you teach everyone else how to do this?" And she was like, "No," and he's like,
"Should have done that.
Fucking should have done that."
Exactly, man, dummy.
And I was like, "Yeah, what the fuck, dude? We're in wartime."
I like how you said that. Should have done that.
Yeah, should have done that.
Yeah. That was a fun bit because you're like, well, probably that makes sense.
Yeah.
These hockey ward off these hockey barriers. They ward off the Quincy, so they nullify Quincy power.
It nullifies Quincy powers for a limited time.
So they can't draw reishi, spiritual, whatever they call it, and they can't use their stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, so he obviously stands outside it, and so Kiraku and like Nanase are just staying inside it, But it doesn't last forever, so
yeah,
we'll see.
It's kind of just like that standoff.
But she is a hockey master. That's why she's the lieutenant. She's not the best fighter. She's not everything like that. But she's a Keto master.
Yeah.
My bad. Hockey is One Piece. My bad.
Damn, dude, you got One Piece on the mind. Dude.
I do. It's so good. It's about to hit the biggest moment.
I know. Everyone. I know. You want to know why I know? Because no one can shut the fuck up about it. Everyone, shut the fuck up.
Yeah, it's like the biggest anime.
We get it.
Yeah.
We get it.
No,
it's awesome.
It's gonna be so.
We're all
good,
gonna
dude.
watch it.
2 weeks.
It's over.
No.
Forever.
No.
Can't wait.
Although it's supposed to be entering its final legs, I think.
It'll never die.
I hope not. I hope it goes on forever, dude.
It's gonna go on forever.
I hope it ends when I'm old.
That would actually be kind of cool.
And then like Luffy's also old.
That would be tight.
Yeah. I hope it. I mean, this is one of those things, and like, okay, let's. Okay, I would give this episode a 10 out of 10. I love this episode. I was telling Joel, some of the music in this episode is so well done that it's like this is like film level production on like some of the way it's like edited and put together. So that's all. I really wanted to say this episode's awesome. 10.
This episode is awesome. 10 also.
Okay, so what I was gonna say. Oh, sorry. Anime of the week. What would you say?
You just like, so why are you running? But probably probably Jujutsu.
Jujutsu Kaisen.
Yeah.
Huh. Really?
Yeah, it was just the most. Actually, you know what? No, I lied. It's Bleach for sure. I think actually because Bleach to me was the one that kind of made me like, ooh, I'm like more into it. JJK, I was having fun with it, and then Zom, again, though it was very beautiful and gorgeous, I'm like, okay, cool, like this is great. I can't wait for the next stuff because like from now on out, it's more like what the story is.
Yeah.
Those 2 episodes were set up of what is this story about, and now we know what the story's about. So now I'm more excited for it.
So
Bleach. We'll say Bleach.
So
yeah.
Bleach.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Bleach.
Makes sense.
I'm
genius.
You're genius, dude. I think you're hella smart.
I'm smell
But
like beef.
I think Bleach is exceptional. So yep.
Yeah, that's true.
So what I want to say because it's gonna be a hard deviation, and I really wanted to just have it be its own thing instead of just trying to balance the two, like we always do. I think One Piece, if it ends anytime soon, you'll want to end with it. Like you'll want to be there alongside it. Like to think about a story that's been going on this long.
But I'm not even part of that legacy, so that's kind of.
I'm saying you could be.
I know, but I'm saying, no offense to anyone else who wants it. I'm not. You get to be alongside. So if I read it or watched it to the point, right, and got caught up, I would be able to on the last day be like, "This is it," like watch it with everyone and like celebrate, right? Yeah. But I'll be honest, and this is my personal perspective. I didn't grow up on it. I didn't start watching it. I wasn't along for the whole ride. I would have only been along for like a few years, especially if it ends sooner, like 1 year.
No. It's not going to end for at least another 5 to 10 years. I promise you. I promise you.
Oh my God.
I'm not joking. We're talking about 1 episode a week, man. That's only 50 episodes a year.
Only, he says.
We're like, yeah. I wish that was it, but like, there's at least 200 to 400 episodes left.
That's
like
crazy.
It's not one arc and we're done. And like this last arc, the Wano arc, it's probably around 220, 30 episodes. It's a lot.
That's brutal, bro.
But it's also like the most important arc in One Piece ever right now.
Yeah.
So it makes a lot of sense because it's of like why it's so long. But like what I'm saying is like I know you didn't grow up with it, and I know I grew up with it more than you did, but you can jump in whenever you want still. And it's going to be going long enough where you can still join that group and feel like you're a part of that movement. And like I do think it's going to be cultural when One Piece ends.
Yeah.
Like it's not just going to be in Japan. Like I think like
worldwide.
yeah, it's a worldwide anime. Everyone, it's like it's in so many languages.
It is like the #1 anime in the world.
Is it?
Yeah.
It's like okay. There you go.
I feel like I can't remember the last time One Piece has not been #1.
Yeah, I mean, I think about financially with Demon Slayer and that kind of stuff, but like One Piece is huge, and like I just would feel so left out if I was on the outside of that.
Yeah.
You know, that's my last case for you. Please keep watching it.
Denied.